If we take a look here, I currently have 6.4% damage reduction. Let's see what happens to my damage reduction when I equip these pants with 10.7% damage reduction. We can see that it went up by 10%, not 10.7%, which may seem like the tooltip is right about being less effective. But I'm going to explain why the tooltip is wrong, and how you can use this knowledge to make your character nearly unkillable. In order to understand how DR actually works, we're going to do a relatively simple example here. So here I have my character, and let's say my character has 100 HP. We'll keep the numbers simple. And let's say our Wraith here, everyone's favorite, does 100 damage. And let's say my character doesn't have any damage reduction, in which case, how much damage would I take from one hit of the Wraith? Well, then I would take all of the damage, 100 damage. Well, let's say we equip a breastplate, and let's say this breastplate has just one stat on it. Let's just say it has 50% damage reduction. Now, how much damage would we take? Well, we would only take half of the damage. Our damage would be reduced by 50%. So reducing 100 by 50% would leave us taking 50 damage. Okay. Simple enough. So now let's say that we equip another piece of gear. Let's say our legs also have one stat on them with 50% DR as well. So now how much damage do we take? Well, we would take, again, another 50% off of the damage that we would take if we just had the breastplate. So half of 50 is 25. So we would minus another 25 to give us 25 damage taken. So what would our damage reduction be then? Well, we only took 25 out of the 100 damage, so our damage got reduced by 75 or 75%. Now I have a question for you. Which 50% was more effective? Was it the first 50% or the second 50%? Well, if we look at the numbers here, it seems like when we added our second 50%, our damage was reduced only by 25. Well, when I put the first 50% on, our damage was reduced by 50. So at first glance, it seems like Blizzard is right, that as we add additional DR, that it becomes less effective. Here's the interesting thing. We actually don't care about how much damage we take. We actually care about how many times does the Wraith have to hit us in order for our character to die. So let's take a look at that, because that's actually what's important. We'll call this hits to death, or HTD. Okay? So in our first example where we had 0% DR, well, we take 100 damage and we have 100 HP. So how many hits to death? Well, there would be 1. Okay? Take only 1 hit to kill us. Now, in the second example, we had 50% DR, so we took 50 damage. So how many hits does it take to kill us with 100 HP? Well, it would take 2. Okay. Now, with 75% DR, we take 25 damage. So how many hits does it take to kill us with 100 HP? Well, that would be 4. So this is really what we care about. Not how much damage are we taking or how much damage gets reduced. We care about how many hits does it take to kill us. And if we look at this now, well, we could see that the second 50% with 75% DR is actually much more effective than the first 50%. Because the first 50% only made us go from 1 to 2 hits, while the second 50% make us goes from 2 to 4 hits, which is an additional 2 hits compared to an additional 1 hit. So to continue this further, what if we added another 50% DR? Well, then we would take 50% less damage off of 25. So again, it would now be 12.5 damage, which would be 87.5% damage reduction. So now how many hits does it take to kill us? 8. So here we can actually see that we're not getting diminishing returns on our DR. We're actually getting exponential returns on our investment into damage reduction. So as we scale up our character, this is really important because we can see that by adding DR, we actually get more and more effectiveness exponentially. And this is really what's going to help you scale your character into late game by stacking that DR and understanding this principle that really what you want is as much damage reduction as possible on the breastplate, on the legs, on the amulet, things like that, in order to really scale up your character. If you guys want to learn more about damage reduction and some of the nuances, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.